Breaking news now before you go. Omaha firefighters putting out a basement house fire near 60th and Hamilton just before 1 o'clock this morning. 5 people were displaced. Crews put out the flames in about 15 minutes. A dog sadly did pass away. Damage is estimated to be at $15,000.
Also breaking this morning, one person was taken to the hospital after a late night crash. It happened just before 11 p.m. near 50th and Dodge. So far, no word on the cause of this crash.
And more breaking news here at the Alert Desk. 6 people are hurt after an Iranian missile attack on Israel. It all happened in the city of Bnei Brak. Right now, rescue teams are inspecting the damage at one impact site. You can see it right there on your screen. People are moving quickly to find shelter now, as there is a warning for another attack approaching. This marked the 3rd Iranian missile barrage of the day so far. Aaron.
More top stories now. A judge sentencing Darnell Long Jr. to 60 years behind bars. He was charged in a deadly shooting outside of the Los Diablos Motorcycle Club near 24th and Ames. He'll be eligible for parole in about 31 years.
Douglas County commissioners are set to vote on whether to end their contract with Duet. The nonprofit went through recent layoffs and financial troubles. The meeting starts at 9.
A bill to make it easier for Nebraska firefighters with cancer to get workers' comp failed by just one vote. It would have automatically granted benefits instead of forcing firefighters to sue insurers.
Nebraska volleyball will play former Big 12 foe Missouri in the Big 10 SEC Volleyball Challenge at Wrigley Field on September 6. Tickets go on sale to the public next Thursday.